Yo, what is up guys, I'm Wissam here. In this video I'm going to show you how I use ChatGPT to create a Python script for myself that I want to use it for converting some weird header files or addresses from assembly to create a C++ enum file. I wanted to create a Python script to do this conversion automatically, so when I want variables from that assembly file, I don't need to extract value of that manually. And one thing that I wanted to know is, can I use ChatGPT to create all of this script for me, or I need to change that manually? If you want to know that, so watch this video. And without further ado, let's jump straight into our video. So here is our assembly file. In this file, basically we have some various stuff that included a variable type, which is for example EQU or DSEG or CSEG or things like that. We don't need that part. And after that we have a variable name, and after that we have a variable address, which we want to get that variable address with that variable name. So for example, if I need value of a variable, I just need to say its name and get the value of it. So I want it to be a C++ header so we can use it in our C++ projects. For this I came with the solution of having these variables categorized in multiple enums in a single header file. And we can categorize them in subcategories. And to do that, in our Python script, we need a function. For example, we can call it extract enum, and we need to pass a category name and a variable name. So in our C++ header, we have an enum with the name of our category, and inside that enum we may have multiple enum definitions that correspond to our variables and their addresses. So I start off with ChatGPT and ask it what I wanted, but in first tries I was not lucky enough, and ChatGPT didn't understand my problem very well. So I changed my question multiple times, and after a few tries I come up with a function in Python. In this function, ChatGPT wrote a code that it will open the assembly file. I said to it the name of input file is input.tsv, and ChatGPT opened this tsv file at the beginning of the function and extracted some values from it, and then opened its header file and wrote those values to that header file. But this solution was not correct and also was not optimized, because in every call of that function both input and output files were be opened. But my main problem was that the output file was incorrect. So I decided to tell ChatGPT what I wanted the result file exactly look like, and ChatGPT did create and generate the code, but that code was invalid. So I started to help it to correct its problems. First, I asked him to open input.tsv file at the first of a script. And after that, I found that some lines of that assembly file didn't follow the structure. So I asked ChatGPT to ignore any lines that are not following our structures. And ChatGPT did that. After that, I found that this assembly file is not tab separated and it is space separated. So I tell ChatGPT to update source code, and ChatGPT did it correctly. And then I tell the real name of file to ChatGPT, so that was easier for me to run the code. And I changed the variables I wanted to some real variables that were in fact in the assembly file. After that, I found that the ChatGPT is replacing the output header file in every call of our function. So I tell that to ChatGPT. And ChatGPT tried to update the code, but it fails to generate the correct code because it only appends the result of our extract enum function to the file. So for example, if I run our script multiple times, the file will be included the result of last executions of our script again and again and again. I tell ChatGPT that, but ChatGPT added some header guards to our header file, which was not what I wanted. So I exactly tell it to check if header.h file is existed, uh, delete that before running our script, and then continue our code. But ChatGPT did that in our function, which was incorrect. I wanted it to be in the start of our script for just one time, not every single call of our function, because if in every single function call we remove previous header file, our result will be only the enum of our last function call, which is incorrect absolutely. Then I tell ChatGPT to remove header guards, and then tell it to remove our previous header file in the start of our script, and it did it very well. But now our problem is for every single variable, ChatGPT will be created a dedicated enum declaration, which I don't want that. So again, I tell it exactly what I wanted, but it fails to correct the code. So at this stage, I was very happy with what ChatGPT provided for me, and I can't achieve what I wanted with a little bit of change to our code. But I wanted to see, can I use ChatGPT to totally generate this project for me or not. So I continue asking and helping it to create what I wanted, and it somehow managed to create what I wanted, but the result was not reusable because I needed to use different variable names, and ChatGPT hard-coded variable names in my output files, so it was not practical for me to use it. And after a few tries, I given up and I modified the code to achieve what I wanted. So I added this function called update dict to our script, and by using this function I could add multiple variables inside an enum, which I represent them in a Python dictionary. So I updated the extract enum function and add that there, and modified the last part of our script to use that dictionary to create the C++ header file. And now I have what I wanted correctly. And after that, I sent the correct code to ChatGPT and thanked it for helping me. So you saw how ChatGPT helped me to transform this weird stuff in assembly to C++ headers and use it in my project. And I think ChatGPT was very helpful, and I can say it does 70 or 18% of my job very well, but it needed clear instructions to do that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to support my channel to create more content, make sure to subscribe and like this video and share it with your friends. Thank you so much. See you in the next one.